Another one for a new video. So it's been a while since we made a video due to after I sold off the DB builds and I didn't like the playstyle that much with the dying and the problem with the mana relying on mana flasks. It wasn't fun for me. So I went to accuracy stacker siege ballista totems with Juggernaut. Um, I bought the build before MBX made his video. So I got pretty much all the gear really cheap. But the problem with the build was the totems would not survive anything. Totems did an amazing amount of damage. Like it was crazy. We had like 41k accuracy with build nowhere near even done yet. But the totems were just dying one shot to everything. You were super squishy. The totems were a disaster. Did not have any fun. Pretty much I saw in MBX chat, his whole people in his chat were also saying that the same problem with them too. So it wasn't just me; it was a lot of people overall having problems with totems. So people who played it last week said it felt a lot different this league, so they might have done something, or it could be something wrong with it. But Teach Bliss the totem was a mess. I was gonna probably try Tornado Shot, but at the time I just didn't feel like it. Maybe later in the league. So pretty much from there, I pretty much was watching Steel Mage play the Bladefall Blade Flask build, which was one of my potential league stars, and he had pretty much about 13k combined ES on hardcore trade, doing very well with it. So, and apparently a lot of people said Blade Flask is still good in this league, just not as good, but it was still good. I never played before, so it's a new skill to me. So I tried to play it. So pretty much, we got to level 84. Leveling was super easy with this build, by far the easiest of all three builds. Pretty much. So Templar again, pretty much went lab 1. Once you get Battle Mage, you just equip a two-handed highest fizz damage you can find, and it converts it to spell damage, and it just actually wrecks everything when you start going Blade Blast. It makes it super easy. When like lab 1, 2, 3, and 4, so you don't need the crit until late game. But pretty much what I did with the tree, it's very different than for a softcore. So I took Steel Mage hardcore version is gonna be a high life, less damage. And Ducks made a version that was insane damage, zero survivability. So I pretty much took both skill trees and tried to combine them together. Right now mine is more on the hardcore side with Steel Mages. I only made like one change so far. Two changes actually, but I want to make more as I get higher levels, like in the 90s. So I can actually play around with it, maybe get the cluster going, stuff like that. Because on Steel Mage's builds, he had the Glorious Vanity up here to keep the life nodes, like the life cluster right here that I had. I didn't have mine. You don't run this. The more ES going this way. But the only thing with it, putting it here, for me, I got lucky that I bought this one with Doriani's. And it ended up having Flesh of Flames in two spots that actually were doable. By me just taking away these 3 points and moving them over here, pretty much it gave me an extra 26% damage plus an extra 33% damage. So it ended up actually working out pretty well. If I didn't have these two here, I would have actually spent the 5 points and throw it up here, and it just kept this as the life cluster and life and energy shield. But I got lucky on that, so I just took it because like bleeding's not gonna matter. Damage over time. This is more points. So it ended up actually being pretty good overall. And it was like there's resistance here if I needed it, but I don't. But overall, I got lucky with that one, so that's one reason I kept it like that. Or I could have come down here too. We don't need evasion. More resistance. Like, it definitely being the best overall. I might actually take this 2% cast speed right here too with the build, but it's questionable. I just got lucky, but overall, if you don't have Glorious Vanity with Doriani's, just throw it up here for 5 extra points for the time being. And then when you get the cluster, I would have actually just flipped it anyway. I just got lucky in advance. But pretty much, it's a lot of life on the tree. Like this part of the Scion wheel, we don't have the rest of it yet. Corrupted Blood with just a lot of cast speed, and resistance and burning damage. Either burning or fireworks. And then I might end up actually doing what the hardcore version is, and you take all the life regen. Scoot down this way. More attack speed, strength, life, strength, regen. A lot of life regen. So that definitely is an option I might do, just to make my life regen like over 1,000 per second. But it's something I'm still questioning because it's gonna be a lot of skill points. Or another option is I can shoot up this way. I'm gonna end up using this jewel slot right here as me a Watcher's Eye. It's 8x. It's about 8x right now to buy it. The while affected by vitality, you gain life per hit or something like that. It's just expensive, but I might go like I'm gonna go either probably this way or this way, depending on if I want the strength or the intelligence. And I possibly could go this way, grab like these 3 points here, and these 3 points here, for like an extra, I think it's like 1,000,000 damage, something like that between those. Or I can just skip and go life. Depends really. I think right now I'm saying like around 6 million. Then pretty much up here is just, damage, life, and chaos. Because I want this build to be max chaos resistance. I took all this chaos resistance here. And it's a lot of life too, which is nice. Shoot this way. This is optional. This whole top half right here. You don't have to go get this crit right here. You definitely don't need unnaturals. And I took the extra life because I went this way anyway. So the unnaturals, it's nice, but is it needed? No. Let me do like this actually. That's better. So the unnaturals, you can also skip the unnaturals and put a timeless sleep, I think it is. The one that lets you jump here. To take like the extra, like the Herald stuff. If you want the Brant stuff. There's another one too somewhere. If you want to get like more mana, block, spell damage. Like there's stuff like that too. You can go with Time of Sleep. I think it is. But Unnaturals is more for like an endgame fun item, I guess. Am I going to keep it here? I'm not 100% sure. Is it worth the 5x? No. Because all this really gives you is you don't dual wield. You don't use staff. You get 2% block chance on a build that doesn't run block. 10% more damage. No staffing, no dual wielding. You get more mana. 6% chaos res. Power charge damage. I don't know if we can get power charge this build. Power charge duration, effective curses, which is not bad. Increased damage while affected by Herald, so it's an extra 20. So it's about like 20% more damage. Buff effect of your golems, which you don't use. Golems don't use. Buff effect of Herald of Ash. Reduce mana on it, so it's not brand skills duration. I guess okay. Intelligence, so it's okay overall. Because without it, that's like 130 mana rough, give or take. And it's probably around, let's see, we do 52, 48. So like 5,000 damage you lose. So it's questionable if you want to run or not. But you definitely could skip this and save, move like these 4 points, move 3 of them here. Save the extra point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And just throw those 7 points, Scion Wheel, Life Regen. Finish this point here. There's a lot of options to go with. It's personal to you. Cluster Jewel, which should be a huge damage boost. I'm just not at that point. I haven't looked at the price on. I think it was like 14x for the base. So that's not going to happen. But for now, this is there. Something I'll decide if I can keep it later or not when I try to build more. Come on, move. Like this crit. Life, mana, because you do want mana with this build, because you can keep stacking. Intelligence. You do also want a lot of strength, a lot of intelligence with this build. Due to whichever 1% crit chance to whichever one's lower. So that's why a lot of my gear has both. I tried to and took a lot of them on the tree. But it's like, let's go this way. Life ES, because you are hybrid. This is actually a pretty good one. This one is just a fire damage, life, chaos res, because I need just a little bit more chaos res on my gear. Cast speed, movement speed, crit. More damage. You do need dex with this build, though. I'm going to give you a heads up. So you definitely will need one of the big dex nodes, and you're going to need another gear, which we'll go over later. Just damage, resistance, strength, ES, life, another one. This is what I'm finishing right now. This is pretty much a lot of your dex is going to come from. Is right here in your build, too. Like, more damage, more mana regen, a huge dex move number right here. Crit, dex intelligence, nice life chunk. If you're don't need the life, you can definitely take this side too if you want the mana instead. But I would recommend taking the life because of 20 strength on it. And then my next level is going to be right here for more attack speed, cast speed, dex, and intelligence. Just because if I get that dex, I can probably take off one of my dex on my gear and turn just into strength, pure strength or intelligence, depending on what works better with the build. That's pretty much it. Corrupted Soul. Yeah, because that's the skill tree right now. Like, next level will be here, and after this one, I don't know where I'm going. It's either I'm going to go damage, or I'll go more life. Or cluster if I get it. Gear now. So, it's pretty much the normal gear that everyone runs. Vorkus. This pretty much just what gives you all your damage because of Battle Mage, and it's linked with these two don't matter which one you put it on. It's just color wise. This was the easiest way of doing it. Waybill Conviction, low level, Assassin's Mark, and Arcanist Brand. Arcanist Brand, you just put it out there, and whenever it touches something, it'll automatically trigger Assassin's Mark and Wave of Conviction on its own. It's just something. It's weird to play with. Hubert Circuit, I don't know if Bladefall additional volley is the best. It was cheap, so I went with it. And it's just life, resistance, and crafted ES. You can probably get like strength. There's a lot of options with this to just get what you need. You definitely want a high ES if you can. It's just what I got stuck with. And it's just a Flame Dash, anonymous if you just want distance, doesn't matter. Arcane Surge level 5. Second Wind, just to get more, and Smoke Mine. Second Wind just gives you more Smoke Mine and Flame Dash for quality of life. Shield, I'm still trying to upgrade this to a better version. There's one that's above it, gives you the 12 resistance, and it's more, I think of everything, I forget what it's called though. But pretty much just spell damage, cast speed, life, more resistance if you need it, ES if you can. It's just this is where a bit lighter damage has come from, is the shield. Vitality, eventually for the Watcher's Eye. You can definitely leave this at level 1 if you don't need it. Because it just save all the mana. And then run like there's a lot of options with if you want to do this. If you put this at level 1, you could actually, you can easily drop the Smoke Mine stuff and just run just a Flame Dash and get rid. You can actually cut out the Second Wind, Arcane, and Smoke Mine. Move that over. Put like the Vitality, Herald of Ash, Flesh and Stone with an Enlighten to cut the cost down, and you can definitely play with like Enlighten. You can play with other auras. The one I think it's Zeal, whatever it's called. The one that gives you more crit chance is a good one to run too. There's a lot of good options to play with. I just went with this one for now just to play with, but I might change it up later. And just I had to see which way I'm going with the gear-wise. Yeah, and that's why Vitality is really high. Herald of Ash, and then Flesh and Stone. Zeal of Blood is pretty much a must for this build to run. It's super expensive. It's like 4 to 5x. Pretty much, I went with Golem's Blood just because life and regen is not bad, but life, it definitely does help with this build. And with attribute modifier is how I got it, so I was pretty lucky just to get more strength out of it. But this is really good because it gives you damage pen for fire, and also covers enemies in ash when they hit you, and it also gives you avatar fire, which is the so it does definitely help you with that. So that's why you only do fire damage. Without this on, you are still doing fire. Never mind then. But it should give you avatar fire. Both rings are pretty much close to the same. It's pretty much resistance, life, chaos res. That's all I searched for. And this one is life, resistance, triple res with chaos on it. So they're both pretty close to the same. Just get whatever you need on this spot if you want. If you don't need the 2-stone, you can go with an ES one, chaos one. There's a lot of options. Go with whatever you need. It's just these 2 spots right here are just resistance fillers, and just get life on them because you want launch life on this build, because this build can still get one shot, especially with how hard ultimatum hits this league. It's insane. Chess piece, it's not the best. I just essence slammed it and I got lucky. This was over 100 chaos in on essences, and I got lucky. This one just had over 300 ES with intelligence also, so I just kept it. It needs to be fixed, but it's doable for now, and then buy another one and try later. But it's nice because it gives you strength and intelligence, since you do want both of those on this build because of the that one node. And it also had double ES, which is not the best because it's super low percentage, but it's doable. And then the craft on there is not correct. I'm still trying to get it through John. It's the like his mana is switch mana to ES, whatever it's called, like 10%, something like that. I'm still trying to get that to get more ES. Then more, I'm gonna lose life, but I'll get a huge amount of energy shield out of it. And it's, Awaken Fire Pen is super cheap, so I just went with Awaken. Inspiration, Blade Blast, try to get 21 if you can. Awaken Added Fire was really cheap, so I just bought these. Why I bought these two. These were super cheap together, but it's also a huge damage boost. Elemental Focus and Control Destruction. Boots, it's pretty much all they are, just movement speed, life, and resistance, with an open suffix to craft on there. Stygian Vice, it's very high life, ES, chaos res, with an open suffix. And then pretty much these 2 slots right here, I didn't need the... Originally, I got these as chaos with any other resistance, but I got lucky and I didn't need them. So that's why I put these are my dex fillers. Like originally, only one of them had all the dex on it, but I ended up splitting them for right now. When I take that next level, when I take that last point, I'm going to see if I can keep... if I can break them to only one of them is a double and the other one is just a pure intelligence or strength. Depending on the tree, which one's lower, that's the one I'm going to put it into, just to make them both close as possible to being close to each other. Or make it in strength and intelligence together, if doable. But I gotta wait to the next level to see. And this one's just an onslaught, life, add some damage. Mainly, onslaught's really good if you can get it. Gloves, these are not good. The only thing on here, I searched, those are the cheapest ones I could find that didn't cost over 2x. But they're pretty much just socket of gems supported by faster casting for your blade fall. And then more cast speed that goes with it. And it's just a nice ES with it, with an open prefix and a suffix. So it give me options, but it needs to be replaced. And it's pretty much level 1 Spell Cascade, level 1 Blade Fall, so to reduce the mana. Combustion, and Unleash. You don't need Quality Unleash because it does nothing for the build. So you can just go cheap on that route to save some currency. Pretty much all my flasks are messed up. Don't copy the flasks. But like Bubbling Stotching is just something I use almost on every build. So I do like this one. And Chemists of Adrenaline is really good for a lot of builds. It's just these 3 are questionable. Like I do want to get a Bottle of Faith. Cinderwell, which a Bottle of Faith will take up this one. Cinderwell will probably take up this one. And for now, I'm just using Enduring Mana Flask just because it's just the emergency button. But like that can get changed too once I stop being lazy and actually fix my flasks. I just been real lazy on it. And then pretty much in the build also, because I think right now... There you are. Like we're sitting like on a 50% crit chance. That's going to keep going up as we keep getting the build better. And like a 48% fire pen. We are max chaos res with this build right now. And if we were standing still, we avoid everything. When you move... Oh, we still... Okay, there it goes. Yeah, only on concentrated ground, we avoid everything. Nothing else. Like, who cares about the max block? 24% block attack, I guess, is okay. 800 energy shield per second. And... 800 life per second. So it can definitely get a lot higher if we get the other stuff, but it's not bad for now. Leech, nothing cool to talk about. Nothing cool. So that's pretty much it with that. I'll show you a map showcase real fast. I don't know which one this is. Alpha flavor will save time and skip it. Ultimatums are still a huge problem with this build. It's still something I'm trying to get used to playing. But even with the nerfs, it still does a lot of damage. And we're still sitting on like a 9,000 combined ES and life pool. Which minions on the enemies still rip through that no problem. But it is nice to have, especially when we get the Watcher's Eye in. It'll be a huge quality of life improvement. And also we get the craft on the chest. Move, there you go. But I'm still playing to see if I want to, because I do want to get more damage on this build. Like, this build should have, because like that happens a lot too. And that's with, you know, max all the stuff I have. I don't know if it's supposed to be Blood Stance or what stance it's supposed to be in. Probably something I'll take a look at after this to see. And we'll skip Ultimatum because it's just way too hard for me to do. But the damage is super low, but playing a build that doesn't die all the time is a little bit nice. Won't die as much. Pretty much boss DPS still needs to get up there. We did Drox with this build earlier today, and it's slow. Drox is also a pain in the ass boss, but it just took forever to break through his shield. There we go. We put up brands, if I remember. And it's a lot of doing this. We don't have that crazy damage burst. I mean, I don't know what it is. But yeah, as you can see, it takes time. I am not the best at the build, but it's something I'm trying to work on. Just to see, because there's nothing, yeah. Because pretty much we're going to keep working on it to see. I mean, it's just, we're low level right now. I don't know what's the best way to go with the build. I'm just taking some people's builds and merge them together. Like, I might go ahead and when I get the cluster, cut this whole top half off. Maybe I cut some of the life nodes off. Well, we'll see. It depends really in the end after we take like this point. These 3 points. Because what are we right now? 84? Yeah. So like for me, it's going to be like 85. 86, 87, 88. And then after 88, it's open for anything. If we get the Watcher's Eye, 89, 90, 91, like 92. So it's like 8 levels to do whatever. I mean, it could go 82, 83, 84, 85, 95, whatever, 96, 7, 8, 9, 100. Which I never get that far anyway, but those are options. Maybe just get rid of the fire damage here and just save those 3 points. I'm not sure. A lot of options to go with. But I just want to get this out here because it's been a couple days since we've done a video. And I just want to get something out for everyone. So, hope you like to see. Subscribe down below. Follow me on Twitch. If you played this build, or even a version of this build, let me know how it feels late game. During Cyrus's, T16s, all that. I'm slowly working my way up to T16. It's just still struggling on 14s a little bit, so it's going to take me time. Hopefully, the next couple days we'll get there. And I'm going to get some currency and we can get the Watcher's Eye, get the Flasks fix, get the 2 Awakening Gems, 21 Blade Fall. I mean, there's a lot of upgrades still to go. It's just getting to that point. It's going to take some time. So, hope everyone had a good video, and hope to see you on the next one.